What's up, guys? This is my 88 Fiero formula. What we're doing today is we're gonna take apart the turbo kit, mainly because it's not done right. And I guess I should get to that. Yeah, it's a Fiero with a freaking turbo on it. I know, right? Let's do it. It's been painted about 1992. Paint's not perfect. You know, I may or may not have ran it into something. Whatever. I've had it for a long time. This was my first car. It's got aftermarket wheels and tires. If you take the hint on the ZZP, that's where a lot of the parts came from. I did Plastidip the white stripes. Used to be white and now they're black. This is my Gen 3 3800 swapped turboed Fiero. This is not an air-to-air kit. It's got a water-to-air intercooler in it. And no, it's not AAM. Wish it was. We're worth more money. This thing's got a lot of jam, a lot of stuff. It's got twin tile 38mm gates. Obviously, the big turbos. It's a hull set or whatever you want to call it. HX35 out of Cummins diesel. It's very old and worn out. Now, keep in mind, I'm not changing it because the turbo went bad, because these things are pretty bulletproof. Changing it for two reasons. One, spool time. The other thing is, I don't know if you noticed, but it's on like a hard angle like this, and she smokes. So, couple little things. She's got pretty much the whole book thrown at it. It's got a Aeromotive fuel rails. It's got a Fuel Lab regulator. It's got fast 50 injectors and a big old methanol kit. And yes, I put straight methane alcohol in that because I'm not a wuss. These are ammo tanks, but they're actually water tanks because they work awesome. I can ice it down. I've done it. It's a little bit of a hassle. Might remake that. Keep in mind, I did build this kit when I was pretty much in high school slash, you know, I was like 20-ish. So it's not perfect. The welds aren't perfect. Whatever. It was very, very functional, and it still is very functional. The funny thing about this car is it always starts up. It always works. And, you know, it's a Fiero, so that's surprising. So let's get to it. This is the new turbo. Yes, I went with the new turbo. I probably could have clocked the HX35 and it would have worked just fine. But I found this one on Marketplace, and it wasn't terribly expensive. I know it's a China turbo, but, you know, it's like everything else I own, good China. It is also water-cooled. Has these little fittings. Screw in there. Super fancy. There's the fittings for the water cool. There's the drain. Another water cool, and a feed line. This guy here is bigger. It's a 60 mil. HX35s are about a 56 mil. Don't really care the size of the turbo regardless. I'm not trying to shoot for big boy numbers. The main thing to me is this rear housing. It is a T3 flanged rear housing, but it is also significantly smaller. Fairly decent size turbine, but the housing itself is smaller. It has been ported a little bit. I don't know, the previous owner ported it. It seems to be pretty decent. He also gave me a whole lot of other good stuff. Bunch of China bands, China adapters, China stuff. And now I'm just kind of collecting up parts. So my goal in this video is to get the turbo out and maybe the exhaust off as well, because it's kind of the same thing. I haven't ripped this apart in like 2 to 3 years, so kind of nervous. Hopefully I don't break anything or anything silly. Alrighty. First things, I gotta get these gates off, or at least this top one. Clamps off. Literally just reach in and pull this giant thing out of here. Look at that. Dump pipe number 1. Note to self, you guys are ever doing this yourself, make a couple little marks on it where they used to be. We usually put it back together. Get all my vacuum lines taken off. This thing here, I'm hoping to solve this as an issue, because I had to heat coat this like crazy, because it literally sat on top of this. So hopefully that'll be better. I think I'm going to take this tile gate off, and then I'm going to work on getting this part and this off, which I might have to jack the car up. So yeah, get at her. Okay, clamps are off. Off my intake. I got the gate off. Just rip the boot off here, like so. Stab that into there. So boot's off. And then give this a spin. Look at that. Charge piping's off. Ooh, shiny. So by the way, this is that's just a China blow-off valve. Wow, that sounds sweet. All vibrant. I only use vibrant stuff. That's a joke. I use garbage all the time. On this car, I only use vibrant. And this is my tile gate. Looks sweet. Still mint condition. Even after like 5 years of abuse. This pipe is way too heavy, so maybe I'll go to aluminum. Or not. Moving on. Kind of just picking away. Now I get these clamps off. I'm going to get this one down here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Move this stuff out of the way. Toss her on over. And let's try and get this turbo out. Still a feed line. Still have this weird wobbly whoop. Started unbolting it. I'm going to have to unbolt the exhaust first and get the shield off. And oh, well, there's a lot. Okay, let's just get at her. Mass airflow sensor. Cool. That's off. And hopefully if I just dig my hand in here. Yeah, pieces just start falling off. It's like magic. And just another coupler. Look at that. Looks like a Cummins coupler. Ooh, cool. Reach my hand down in here and hope this comes out. Ooh. It's a little crusty. It's been sitting there for a while. Here's the big thing. Just gonna reach on in there and pull her on out. But kind of the major problem with this whole kit is this. Look at that weird thing, eh? Whew. Bring her out the light a little bit. It worked, but not very well. There you go. Look at that. That's filling table up. Even look at how nice little stainless steel flex in there. Look at me go. Sweet. Now, I have to make a decision. I either try and get these Allen bolts out, which, you know, I'm not sure if the camera will focus. No, she's pitch black. Okay. I either have to get the Allen bolts out or just saws all this off, which, regardless, I'm going to have to redo everything. So I think I'm just going to saws all it off and pull this turbo out of here. Yeah, why not? There's the new one versus the old one. You might be saying, Nick, looks like you're downsizing. Well, I'm not. This one technically has a bigger turbine, like a bigger turbo. It's just that smaller housings on both sides, and then that one has a giant housing because it's for a diesel. I'm gonna end the video here. We got the old turbo out. We got it all tore apart, which is a little bit sad to see, because I'm like, oh, love that setup, but out with the old and in with the new. If you guys like, subscribe, do all that stuff, really helps. Trying to get to that 100 subscriber mark, it'd be pretty sweet. Check out my Instagram and TikTok. I also have a Facebook group now. I try to put updates on that, kind of little sneak peeks. I hope you guys are enjoying this. See ya.